Meet Azeron, a game-changing keypad made specifically for you.
It essentially...
Hold on. Say that last sentence again.
So we're at 472.
Mm-hmm. Ashes. We're having a whole, man, Simon Cowell would have signed us, I feel. Yeah. We would have been America's Got Talent. Like, we would have been on Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be going over some of the news. Gas, a little bit pricey here. The likes.
We're at 470. And the market started pumping right as we started hitting 2,000 likes.
Say that last sentence again.
So we're at 472 likes right now. And once we started hitting 2K likes, the market started pumping.
Oh! What?
Yeah.
So it is true. If you hit the like button, it goes up a penny.
Yeah.
Guys, you got to hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right, let's look at the top gainers. 50%? Is this right? Is this right? We have Anchor. It was actually 50-0. Oh, look at that. That is very strange looking. Coming up, a huge pump for Anchor, getting into the top 100 now, coming in at 91. We haven't heard of this one. Bone Shiba Swap up 12%, 50% on the week there. Maybe be a little bit careful. Singularity coming in 7% gain, looking pretty good. Almost mad I didn't buy some of that. We have HT coming in, Hubie token down 10%. Sand also down 6%. Back some of the gains there. We have Loopring, Lido DAO, Near coming in at 250. What are your thoughts on Near, Drew?
I'm not messing with it. I'm already buying some H-bar, you know.
and welcome to Talkonomics, where we talk about money and economics. Today we'll be covering what's going on with Polkadot. The SEC looks like it's giving them the green light. We'll cover some videos that looks into that, as well as look at what's going on with Litecoin, enabling their privacy features, as well as ordinals coming to Litecoin. Big news happening in the cryptoverse today. And just want to do a quick rundown of all the news, and we'll dive into the charts and answer any questions about other cryptos as we go. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Hong Kong got a subtle nod from Beijing for crypto ambition. All right. FTX Japan to resume withdrawals on February 21st after halting service in November. BlockFi appealed to cancel bankruptcy status for SPF's offshore investment vehicle. Saudico signed agreement with Drop Group to build Web3 tech. Fetch.ai partner with Bosch to launch 100 million foundation to fuel Web3 adoption. Proof Collective canceled conference ruffling Moonbird's NFT holders. Litecoin Network got the first NFTs after developer forked Bitcoin ordinals. Oh, okay. Maybe we'll see some Litecoin move. And ton validators to vote on freezing 20% of ton coin supply. CoinShares saw 2022 income plunge 97% to 3.6 million. Polygon Labs cut 20% workforce, almost 100 jobs. Big news. And we'll go ahead and get into what's going on with Polkadot. Our friends over at Altcoin Daily put together a really nice video. I want to share that with you guys here. Let me get that queued up.
The technology is designed. The technology is designed in order to give users the ability to understand at a very fundamental level how their interests are being protected. We use openness and transparency for this. The technology is fundamentally based on openness and transparency.
Polkadot is a sleeping giant in the cryptocurrency space. Polkadot just had a massive breakthrough with the SEC. Hello, my name is Aaron. If you want to make money in crypto, subscribe to Altcoin Daily for daily videos. The reality is this: almost every altcoin in the crypto space today is unsure whether they can safely do business in America without the regulators cracking down on them. I'm not saying I like this. I'm not trying to create FUD. Obviously, I'm into this. Obviously, I follow many quality altcoins in the altcoin space every day. The reality is this: while many altcoin projects are unsure or even bracing themselves for a crypto crackdown, Polkadot has officially risen above and is officially not a security, but instead officially an SEC-compliant crypto software. Well, what is Polkadot again? What makes it unique? Polkadot is unique in its interoperability, being able to connect, and particularly if you think the future of the crypto space is everything talking to each other, you should be interested in looking into Polkadot. The Polkadot protocol is designed to allow unrelated blockchains to securely talk to each other so that value or data can flow between, say, Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains without an intermediary. It is also designed to be speedy and scalable via the use of many parallel blockchains or parachains that take much of the processing demand off of the main blockchain. The Polkadot token serves two main functions within the Polkadot network. It's a governance token, which allows holders to have a say in the future of the protocol, and it's used for staking, which is a way that the Polkadot network verifies transactions and issues new DOT. So, The DOT token has officially changed from being considered a security to being considered an SEC-compliant software in the United States. How did this happen? Well, upon its 3rd anniversary of proactive engagement with the SEC, we're talking about the Web3 Foundation, whose goal is obviously to advance cryptocurrency into the next era. Upon 3 years of engaging with the SEC, today announces a landmark step towards the achievement of Web 3.0, decentralized, trustless, serverless internet. The Polkadot blockchain's native token DOT, initially offered, sold, and delivered to purchasers as a security, has morphed and is no longer a security, it is a software. In this clip, Joshua Ashley Clayman, aka the mother of blockchains, who's the US head of blockchain and digital assets at Linkletter's law firm, explains how through 3 years of work with the SEC, Polkadot's DOT morphed officially from a security to officially a software. This clip is 4 minutes long. They provide a lot of context. Pay attention to all of this because a lot of you are rooting for altcoins that want to be clear to do business in America like Polkadot can now do. So pay attention to how Polkadot got here.
Can you guys chat a little bit around the morphing argument, right? That Polkadot, it was perhaps a security at some point potentially, but it has certainly now at this point morphed into software, right? And do you expect regulators to kind of respond to this argument, and how have they publicly, responded to arguments like this to date?
Sure. And before I start on this, and before we start, I think it's just important to mention this is not meant to be adversarial at all to other projects. Right, there are certainly so many different paths that can be taken forward for our industry. Some people are focusing on potential new laws, right? Others, are engaging with active litigation, right, and making arguments there before a court. Right, this is just an alternative approach. We saw what was out there, and we decided to take the SEC up on its offer to come in and talk to FinHub. So I think that's just important as we go through this analysis. It's not meant to be exclusionary or saying this is the only way forward.
Agreed. And given that the regulatory space has always been, a messy space to operate in, that's why we obviously all need good counsel. I think it makes sense, right? There are going to be many paths to, to success here, and this, may end up being one of those, right?
Yes. Yes, definitely. So, okay. So thinking back to frankly, 2017.
The policy they're about to reference is this one from 2017, DAO tokens and digital assets, securities. This actually set the table back in the day, saying that most altcoins and cryptos in the space are securities, which people didn't like, obviously.
2017, I'll just mention very briefly the DAO report when it came out, right? It was the SEC's first real line in the sand. And I won't go into everything that was said, obviously. It was clear from the DAO report that the SEC was saying that the DAO token itself was a security, right? And it talked about the downstream effects, et cetera, and said no matter where you launch from, if you're selling to U.S. persons for fundraising, sales of a digital asset, U.S. federal securities laws are going to matter. So just bear that in mind, right? And since then, we've seen a lot of enforcement actions. We've also seen from the Telegram case.
The next policy/SEC settlement that they're about to reference is the Telegram settlement, where they had to return $1.2 billion to investors and pay $18.5 million penalty to the SEC.
We've also seen from the Telegram case that basically the argument that people had tried to make that something could change form through a SAFT, right? So you would sell something pursuant to an available exemption from registration, right? This piece of paper, the SAFT, and what you would deliver, even though what you sold was a security, that you would somehow in the interim build out your token, build out your blockchain and your ecosystem, and then you deliver something and it wouldn't be a security. We've seen from the Telegram case that actually doesn't work, right? The SAFT can work for a purpose, but not for that purpose. Mm-hmm. And what the Telegram court said, among other things, essentially was that you look at what happened at the time of the initial offer and sale. And the delivery of that token is not a distinct transaction from that initial offer and sale. So if you sold something, pursuant to an exemption from registration because you knew you were fundraising, for example, you need to deliver it pursuant to that same exemption from registration to the same person, and you need to comply with the requirements for that. So making sure that people are not purchasing for resale, for immediate resale, for example. They're purchasing with a view to consume, things like that. Just many factors that I won't go into. But we think of it as, you throw the ball up pursuant to an exemption, you catch the ball pursuant to an exemption. And so Telegram having just, the SEC having just filed suit against Telegram at the time when we began to speak with FinHub, this was really on our minds, and it was on, we believe, the regulators' minds as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. How did Polkadot do this, become an SEC-compliant software officially and not a security, when the SEC has more or less said everything in crypto is at risk of being a security? How did Polkadot work around that?
So part of what we did was say, okay, we're buying into this, right? We're before the regulators, we're buying into this. What can we do to get out of this? And the SEC has very helpfully, I will say, provided a way out. People might not necessarily like this way out, but there is a way out of being a security, even if you initially sold something as a security. And that is through its April 2019 framework that it released, which is available online. And that is the investment company analysis for digital assets. And so within that framework, it gets a lot of flack. People say, oh, almost everything is a security under this. And if I were the SEC, I'd say, yeah, that's what we're saying. That's exactly the point. But there also are 9 factors where it says, something initially sold as a security may be reassessed at a later point and may no longer be a security. So part of our process was to show, look, we're applying our facts against this framework. And look, we, in our view, have satisfied these. And part of this involved, and I think Angie may be better placed to discuss some of it, but putting in place processes, that, tech gurus are going to talk about the tech, not market the token, that there's going to be, a limitation in the hold by the foundation and its affiliates of tokens, because as Daniel said, one of the functions is governance, right? And so there are multiple factors about that. I will just say before, I guess I hand over to Angie and Daniel about this point, in terms of reaction from the regulators, well, there hasn't been, that we've seen, a public reaction. There certainly have been speeches that maybe others may want to talk about. But what we can say is during the process, not one time did anyone ever say that this didn't work or that our analysis was wrong. And given that we hope to have long futures in the industry and in legal and in broker-dealer world and the like, and that, we are licensed, these are not claims that we would make if we had any doubts in our minds.
Polkadot has an ecosystem of boundary-pushing builders, advanced, ubiquitous in the space, certainly something that other altcoin projects can look to and say, this is how it should be done. Earlier this year, Polkadot inked a deal with Toyota. You, or probably somebody you know, drives a Toyota, and now they're working with Polkadot. Japan's largest company, one of the world's leading car manufacturers, is exploring a new Web3 use case through a groundbreaking tie-up with Polkadot's parachain, Astar Network. I want to finish with the founder of Polkadot himself, Gavin Wood, talking about the future of Polkadot. What can Polkadot holders look forward to? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, join the Altcoin Daily team. Cryptocurrency, open, permissionless protocols are the future. Gavin, what does the future of cryptocurrency look like? And how is Polkadot staying the course and fitting in and winning in this future of crypto?
We're currently, I think, still in relatively early days of the development of this technology and of this wider aggregate platform. But we are making substantial progress. And one of the key elements is to not lose sight of what it is that's actually different. That we are actually giving users guarantees back, credible expectations that the technology works as they believe it does. And as soon as we start losing sight of that, as soon as Web3 becomes cluttered with these Web 2.5 platforms that kind of are Web3 in name but Web 2 in nature, then we start risking that the world will not change, that we will be beholden to these trust-bound platforms and the trust-bound service providers, the princes that this technology creates. So I think, for me at least, the coming 5-10 years is really about staying on target, developing the technologies in their fullest and ensuring that the technology that people use is actually the technology that they believe they're using and that they're getting the guarantees that they expect.
Now talk to us about how Polkadot fits in with, let's say, Ethereum, because that's a big question I get. Polkadot or Ethereum? Some people say Ethereum, some people say Polkadot. Gavin, explain it to me.
How does they connect then? In the sense of Ethereum, Polkadot, how do they underlay this new Web 2 system? And what's the necessary connection between these assets? People become familiar with you, the financialization, and the actual foreseen technological application of them in the next 5 to 10 years.
I mean, you know, technology is usually quite iterative. Eventually, like maybe a major sort of key piece of technology is innovated, but by and large, we learn from our past, and we, you know, as builders, we strive to create new, better things in our future. And you know, I think I kind of see a similar path. I learned a bunch when I did Ethereum, and I, you know, kind of understood better what needed to be created to make Web3 a reality. And in many respects, the lessons that I learned in those years have sort of made good with Polkadot. And I mean, one of the crucial lessons that I realized was smart contract platforms, the platforms that we sort of see a lot in the crypto market. These kind of programmable platforms, they don't really fulfill the need in order to create a truly Web3 based application, massively multi-user application platform that's capable of largely eclipsing Web 2. And when I understood this, I kind of also understood that, you know, Polkadot has to integrate, has to free itself from this cryptocurrency-centric notion. It cannot pass the interests of the DOT currency onto the interests of the end user of applications on its platform in the same way that Bitcoin does and Ethereum does. And so one of the key innovations within Polkadot was to create a platform that application providers, these teams that use Polkadot, can utilize for their application without passing on knowledge of this like token, of the DOT token, to their users. It would be a bit like Google passing on knowledge of Google's electricity provider onto its search users. It wouldn't make any sense. Its search users don't care where Google gets its electricity from. They care that Google gives them the search results. Well, it's kind of the same if you build an application on Ethereum at the moment. Your users have to care about owning Ether. If you build it on Polkadot, your users are divorced from the concept of DOT tokens. It's only you who have to care about it as the application developer. Your users just use your application in the way that you want them to use it.
So that was
the U.S. government.
We got our Coin Bureau buddies coming on. So that was some really interesting information coming through from the SEC on Polkadot. They had done a transformation, allowing them to switch from what they believe to be a security to be a software. And they've essentially paved the way for other cryptocurrencies to follow the same route. So really, really interesting information. And I think that will be used for future regulation and future cryptos to turn, you know, from a security to a software. And, you know, thanks for our friends over at Altcoin Daily for coordinating that video. And you can find them on YouTube. They just posted that yesterday. Actually had dinner with them quite a few times over the last couple years. We did it in Miami, and I think we also maybe it was Austin. Actually, might have been Miami twice. We had dinner. Really, really nice guys. But overall, let's go ahead and get into the next set of news here. And I guess that's a great time for one of our sponsors, Mitra 9. It is a sugar-free, calorie-free, caffeine-free drink that gives you a buzz. It gives you like a full body euphoria without any alcohol. And you can find the link in our bio and get 20% off if you buy through the link. Use code name crypto. All right. So let's see. Deutsche Bank completes asset management test with Monero, or not Monero, Memento blockchain. So that's pretty interesting. That is where Donald Trump was keeping his assets at one point. I think Deutsche Bank is one of the larger banks in the world. So definitely something to keep your eye out on. Let's see what else we have here. That covers into yesterday. All right. Let's take a look at BUSD stablecoin analytics. All right. So this is the 7-day change for stablecoins overall. Looks like USTC, never heard of her, is the bottom. It's unfortunate that they don't have all the stable coins on here. I don't think that's an adequate representation. They have no stable coins on here from the Cosmos ecosystem. And Cosmos ecosystem is the third or fourth largest ecosystem in crypto. So definitely something I would take a look at. Dow key summary. It's good on that. All right, let's go ahead and get into the crypto news. All right, beware of Bing AI chat, the chat GPT pump and dump tokens. I think we have a local high for the AI tokens as of now. So, if you're in those, you took some and you had some profits, look at taking profits on those gains. Overall, you got, 100, 200, 300% gains. Definitely a nice little pump. NFT aggregator Blur eyes 30% price jump. See, I don't get Blur. I don't get it. It's just another NFT platform. It's just really in the news, and I think a lot of it is just paid funding for news articles. I know my friends over at BitBoy Crypto will be releasing Vumio, which is an aggregator that pulls from all blockchains, even Bitcoin ordinals, even Litecoin ordinals. Oh yeah, we'll touch on that today as well. The Litecoin ordinals that just got forked over to Litecoin, but I think of course the interoperability for NFT platforms to pull from any provider, may that be Evmos or may that be Aptos or may that be Sui or Mantis or Bitcoin or Solana, Secret Network. I believe that's the play, instead of being able to pull from just your EVM Ethereum based blockchain. And if any of the jargon that we use in this channel doesn't make sense to you, just let us know. This is more of an advanced channel, assuming that you know what's going on and how most of crypto works. All right, let's go ahead. Anchor partners with Microsoft to offer enterprise node services. Anchor has a 50% pump on the day because of this news. Massive pump on the Anchor Microsoft news. Big day for Anchor. Market makers in crypto industry, party planners, or bystanders. Let's see. We got text coming in here. All right. Let's go ahead and go on. Brit who consulted North Korea on crypto reportedly detained in Moscow. Earlier, Christopher Ems was released by Saudi authorities due to the lack of evidence against him. It looks like he's back under custody in Moscow, unfortunately for him. Hope Finance exploits results in 2 million stolen from users fund. An Arbitrum-based algorithmic stablecoin project has fallen prey to smart contract exploit. We just keep getting text messages. Stolen from users. Nifty news, Proof cancels NFT conference, became meme creator, cashes in on 150,000 or more. Bing ChatGPT, pump and dump tokens emerging by the dozens. Blockchain security from PeckShield on Twitter said it has found dozens of pump and dump tokens purporting to be purporting. I don't know what purporting means. Be related to ChatGPT. Our U.S. regulatory crackdown leads to 32 million digital asset outflows, CoinShares shows. Institutional investors are feeling the heat as SEC targets all aspects of crypto industry in the United States. Ordinals, Litecoin fork, and the week was quite quiet. Simple, says the creator. So I want to touch on this, and I want to stop here for a second. Litecoin, if you're familiar with what's happening on Litecoin, really, really big deal right now, because what Litecoin is doing is setting itself up to be not only a proof of reserve currency, sort of like Bitcoin, but it's also not considered a security in the US. And also, they just implemented something called Mimblewimble. And for those that are in crypto for a while, you know what Mimblewimble is. But for those that have not been in crypto for a long time, Mimblewimble is a protocol that allows for privacy-enabled blockchain transactions, where only between you and the sender are able to see the transaction happen with your security code. Now, normal blockchain, anybody can see the transaction, but as individuals start to understand the capabilities that Litecoin has created for itself, on top of NFTs, on top of all the next generation things that it's doing, and it's also not a security, maybe trying to pick up, 10 Litecoin right now. I think you get 10 Litecoin for $1,000 if you can do it. Just something to have if that's something you're into. But we'll cover some other stuff. But I'm picking up some Litecoin just because of the hype and the low market moves on it. I mean, over the last 6 months to a year, it's moved. It's doubled in price. Overall, I mean, back when I started getting into Litecoin, it was like a few dollars, $5, $10 back in the day. Now it's sitting at, I think, $50. I mean, it has some room to move, but with Litecoin adding privacy features like Mimblewimble, I think it's really, really important that people take a closer look at what Litecoin is doing, not only with NFTs, but also with the privacy function of Mimblewimble. All right, let's go ahead and move on here. NFTs will act as high-end property during boom cycles, Real Vision CEO. The former hedge fund manager suggests that top-tier NFTs essentially serve as a status symbols and could see significant upside during crypto boom cycles. Okay, I agree with that. Bitcoin fixes democracy and fights corruption. Human Rights Foundation CSO argues that Bitcoin represents free speech, property rights, and open capital markets, sifting the power from tyrannical governments. And thanks, It's Dill, for the follow. We appreciate you over on Twitch. Really, really appreciate you. It means a lot. And if you like the content that we're providing for you, it helps me to know what you guys are into. So if you could also like, follow, share this channel, we cover the daily rundown of all crypto news and real world events happening. And if it's something you dig, then let me know with a like or a comment. Really helps out. I work as I work as BitBoy's research group. I've been working with Ben for the last 2 years now, and decided to go off and try to start my own channel. And he's got some really good information. And there's a lot of stories that we don't cover daily, so I want to cover all the stories we missed out on. And I'm hoping to bring everyone the news and information that they're looking for. And if you find it helpful, feel free to like and subscribe. All right. Cool. Modular blockchains could be the next hot crypto market trend. The crypto industry recovers a new generation of modular blockchains could replace the centralized bridges and exchanges. Cryptocurrency miners are leading the next stage of AI. A globally disrupted AI network that relies on mining rigs will be difficult for governments to control, according to Dr. Ben Gortzwell. Bitcoin bulls ignore recent regulatory FUD by aiming to flip 25,000 to support. Bitcoin's upward momentum could continue, according to Asian stablecoin demand and BTC futures premiums. China's only public blockchain, CoinFlux, sees CFX price skyrocket 1,300% in 2023. Social media metrics show strong retail investor sentiment behind the ongoing CFX price rally. Dynamic avatars for legacy capture a revolution of blockchain use in marketing. The project is building robust framework for gaming and social identity generation that can reshape Web3 space. Find out more. Oh, that's an ad. Okay. You guys gotta let me know if I'm reading an ad. I don't see the word ad until after I'm done reading it here. Crypto exchange FTX Japan to resume withdrawals on February 21st. So that is today. We are very sorry for the concern and inconveniences caused to our customers due to the suspension of our services, the exchange has written. Bitcoin regains 25,000. All right. Ooh, I want to see these. This is the top 100 names in crypto for 2023. All right. Privacy. My kingdom for privacy. I'm a big privacy advocate, and I think that's absolutely the right place to be. Number 4 for privacy. Gavin Wood, number 5. Yatsu, number 6. Stani Klukov. He's the founder of Aave. We talked on LinkedIn before. Crypto in Ukraine. Eli Ben. Alexei Petserv. Gary Gensler, number 11. Snoop Dogg, number 12. Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison, number 13. Michael Saylor, number 14. Joseph Lubin, number 15. Brian Armstrong, number 16. Eric Voorhees, Zero Knowledge Proofs. Rosen, Jack Dorsey, Elon Musk, and Crypto Twitter, Sam Altman. Huh. That's wild. Surprised you're not seeing some of the names in crypto or the names in YouTube up here, like BitBoy or any of those names. But Snoop Dogg has made the cut. These are just a few of the names here. Quickly scroll through here. Pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and get back to it. Fake Ethereum Denver website linked to notorious phishing wallet. Hackers continue to create fake Web3 enabled wallets and websites to fleece unsuspecting victims. Browser-based wallets with Ethereum Denver being the latest victim. So be careful, guys. 9 promising blockchain use cases for the healthcare industry. Blockchain enables healthcare record management, clinical trial transparency, efficient supply chain management, and more. Ethereum deflation accelerates as Shanghai upgrade looms. Can ETH price avoid a 30% drop? A deflationary Ethereum supply does not necessarily mean that a supply a bullish market for ETH, at least in the near term. Okay. Metaverse reshaping GameFi and Web3 gaming. MMORPG bringing players brand new gameplay, impressive graphic design as soon as Q3 2023. Find out more. Another ad. Damn. Binance to bring fans closer to sports teams with fan tokens. Participants can now collect points and redeem various rewards like dinner with their favorite player and stadium tour. Leaving TradeFi in the dust. Crescent defines DeFi. South Korea's kimchi premium turns to discount. Crypto's next bull run will come from the east. Gemini co-founder Cameron Winklevoss believes the next crypto bull run will come from Asia, while America has two options: embrace crypto or get left behind. Bitcoin market cap flips payment giant Visa for the third time, while the collapse of FTX shaved off $100 billion off BTC's market cap in just a few days. Last year, BTC managed to fully recover and stack another $65 billion. What is the network effect? Crypto's value increases with more users creating positive feedback loop and network effect. This week in crypto, SEC sues Do Kwon and Terraform Labs for fraud. Circle squashes rumors of planned SEC enforcement action. Bank of Japan launches its CBDC. SEC to target crypto firms. And Binance CEO, crypto industry will probably move to a non-dollar stablecoin. I'm excited about that. We'll have to share that with our non. Should we share it? Let's see. Well, I didn't mean to copy all that. How do I edit that? Can I edit this? Let's see. I don't know how to edit. Is there a way to edit? Oh, I totally forgot I have a dentist appointment today at 2. All right. Let's get back into it. What is a crypto launchpad and how does it work? Crypto launchpads. If you're into that, let me know in the chat below. 5 ways to monetize digital art with NFTs. Monetizing digital art with NFTs provides proof of ownership, increased value, and potential royalties. San Francisco Federal Bank eyes CBDC system development, reveals job posting. Within 24 hours of job posting, 45 applicants have shown interest in joining the federal government to build an in-house CBDC. Oh, I should do that. Should I apply for the government job to build a CBDC? I mean, I used to be a federal treasury officer. I funded all the banks during the government lockdowns. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word on here. You know, during the time when we were all told to stay inside, I was doing the pandemic funding to all the businesses and banks across the country. So I think I'd be pretty qualified to help create a CBDC, especially with my advanced knowledge of crypto and economics. All right. Yuga Labs accused of IP theft for trademarking Bored Ape Yacht Club Wolf Skull logo. NFTs were introduced to the world to help solve the illegal issue of intellectual properties and protect artists, the very problem Yuga Labs has been accused of doing. Voyager creditors serve SBF subpoena to appear in court for remote disposition. Okay. Shapeshifts respond to Senator Warren's comment, set record straight. Switzerland-based crypto platform claimed Warren made mistakes in comments in recent Senate hearing and encouraged her to constructively engage in its discussion board. So Shapeshift was accused of like using it to be launder money through Shapeshift. I've never used Shapeshift. No one I know uses Shapeshift. Just an unfair targeting of the platform. All right, let's move along here. Let's cover some real world news. Let's go ahead and get into that.
Appetites of the autocrat cannot be appeased. They must be opposed. Autocrats only understand one word: no, no, no. No, you will not take my country. No, you will not take my freedom. No, you will not take my future. And I'll repeat tonight what I said last year in the same place. A dictator bent on rebuilding an empire will never be able to ease the people's love of liberty. Brutality will never grind down the will of the free. And Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia. Never.
All right. Well, that was a speech. Let's see what is going on here. It looks like he's just giving a ton of speeches right now.
And let there be no doubt, the commitment of the United States to our NATO alliance and Article 5 is rock solid.
All right, we can skip that. Sensitive U.S. military emails spill online. Just in, unsecured DoD server was spilling terabytes of internal U.S. military emails to the open internet for the past 2 weeks. It's fantastic. New, Andrew Tate will spend another 30 days behind bars after Romanian court rules he is too dangerous to be released. No. Well, that is unfortunate that they're keeping him for another 30 days. That's absolutely wild. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's pretty upsetting. But I guess Romania doesn't fall under the same rules that the U.S. falls under. And unfortunately, I don't know if he's a U.S. citizen or not. But if he is, wouldn't the U.S. be doing something about it if he was? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey, Gentlemen Games, thank you for the like and the comments. Appreciate you. Zeko, thank you for the like. And Snowman, Crypto Bound, thank you for the like. Ella, thank you for the like as well. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys. You guys are all awesome. All right. Let's see here. A new technical problem on part of Microsoft has led to a complete failure of the spam filter for many Outlook users in recent days. After initially remaining silent, Microsoft did acknowledge that the problem on its status page yesterday evening, users may have had spam phishing emails delivered to inboxes. The error seems to be fixed now. Just in, China's Xi Jinping is preparing to visit Moscow. Let's see. New, Meghan Markle upset and overwhelmed by South Park episode mocking her and Harry. I would love to see what that video is. If you have access to that video, let me know in the comments. It's got to be one of these. Oh, here we go. Is this it?
Prince and his stupid wife. I'm sick of hearing about them, but I can't get away from them. They're everywhere, in my face. Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife.
Wish we got to see more, but I guess if you're into that, go ahead and catch the South Park episode. And I believe South Park is on Hulu. I use an app, and this is like, it might be beneficial for others and not just me. It's called Just Watch, and Just Watch tells you what platform the show that you're interested in is on. So, I wonder if I can just show you by holding it up to the camera. I've never done this before. All right, cool. So, I don't know if you can see that, but that's for South Park, and then it shows you where you can find the episodes, and then it has, let's see, that has the episodes and it has, you know, the show. But something, if you're into that, it's called Just Watch. Super useful for date nights and such. All right. NATO chief, Putin must not win. Just in, Russia summons U.S. ambassador to Moscow. Let's see. Italian PM arrives in Kiev. Putin about to give major speech as the anniversary of the Ukraine invasion approaches. Now Israel's Knesset passes first reading of bill to give control over choosing judges. Mass casualty incident reported following the explosion at the metal manufacturing plant in Bedford, Ohio, 2 weeks after the toxic train in East Palestine derailed. James remarked to PV staff, I've been removed from the CEO board. James O'Keefe has been stripped from his authority from the board of directors. I'm not sure what company he works for. Project Veritas. Project Veritas was a news organization, and I'm not sure if it was right-leaning or left-leaning news. If you know, drop it in the comments. Help me get out more accurate information. Hey, Pitsy Appy, thanks for the like. Appreciate you. Justin, Kevin McCarthy has handed over 41,000 hours of January 6th Capitol footage to Tucker Carlson. Wow. That's pretty. 41,000 hours. That should be interesting to come about in the near future. New Second World War style rationing of petrol, household energy, and meat could help fight climate change, British scientists now recommend. Zelensky in the news once again. Him in the news. Seems to be just either balloons or Ukraine in the news. Constantly. Let's see what Elon's saying. New Elon Musk to the U.S. Department of Defense. Your strategic imperative is defending the United States. I guess they're probably upset that they've been defending different countries more than the United States. Just in IAEA, nuclear watchdog detects near weapons grade and enriched uranium in Iran. Update, Russia begins large-scale exercises. And then Zuckerberg wants to copy the $15 a month blue badge for verified users. So pretty lame. I would never use that. Let me know if you would use that below in the comments. Let's go ahead and dive into the crypto news. Fake Bing ChatGPT tokens pop up amid the AI hype. I think we've reached a local top for the AI. Just, for now until we see some other rallies and things happen. But probably won't see any major rallies until the money printers get turned back on. Now, the money printers are turned back on, but the funding is, being circumvented to like places like Lockheed Martin and things like that. And then those funds trickle down into other investments from the individuals that run those companies. For every dollar that the U.S. prints or for any country prints money, it actually creates $3 within the economy. So anytime you see a new bill being passed for funding, that money eventually works its way back into the system. But interesting fact from basic economics, for every dollar printed by the U.S. government or any government, it creates $3 within the economy. All right, Multicoin to lead around for Sequoia and Solana-based crypto wallet. Let me know if you think Solana is dead now that Aptos has really taken the reins as the quickest blockchain on the market. Personally, I won't ever use Solana again, just with major ties to FTX and other institutional investors pumping it. I did well on Solana. We were in at $30 back in the day and wrote it up, but definitely not something I'm interested in anymore. DraftKings tees up PGA Tour NFT fantasy golf game. PGA Tour will launch in March, letting users battle for $1 million prize via Polygon NFT playing cards. So definitely something to check out there. Matic dropped 6% as Polygon Labs headcount slashes headcount by 20%. They have laid off about 100 people. Polygon's Crypto Unicorns game adds former Axie Infinity esports head. The NFT we bought on the channel just a few days ago, we're already up 100%. The NFT game that Amazon launched, we're crushing it on the token or on the NFT. So if you're into that space, I would follow the big names. It's hard to get in on the unknown names. Axie Infinity, they do well. It did well for a long time because for people of foreign countries, they were making, $12, $15, $20 a day playing this game, which is essentially like a full-time job. It's not something that really works large scale in the U.S., but where currencies are devalued, it really works out well for them. I'm excited. We covered the news yesterday with the 10-cent agreement. I forget who partnered with 10-cent. Was it Polygon and 10-cent? 10-cent does the Clash of Clans games and Clash Royale and all those major players in the space. All right, what are stablecoins and how do we use them? I agree with CZ that the stablecoin environment is going to become a non-dollar environment. The fact that stablecoins are tied to a depreciating asset is not something that makes sense for a global crypto ecosystem to be tied to. That's why I'm a big fan of Silk, which is a privacy-based stablecoin. It's more like an ETF stablecoin. It's connected to a basket of world currencies, top 25 world currencies. It takes the euro, pound, peso, dinar, franc, dollar, even some Bitcoin commodities, even gold commodities, and puts it in a basket of overall world goods, and then percentages it out, 5% here, 10% here. And you're able to control the stablecoin with that. I think a stablecoin tied to a basket of world reserve currencies makes more sense than tying it to just the dollar. So if you're interested in privacy stablecoins and stablecoins that make a lot more sense, go check out Shade Protocol. I think it's pretty cool. All right, Hive ups Bitcoin production in first full quarter without Ethereum mining. All right. Stacks token soars 130% amid Bitcoin NFT hype. So for those that don't know, I called Stacks back when it launched. Was it like 2 years ago now? Stacks is smart contract layer for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin maxis, they hate Stacks. They think it's the worst thing ever, but it is a layer on top of Bitcoin. I wouldn't call it a layer 2. It's like a layer 0.5. It uses Bitcoin transactions to verify that everything is still accurate. So it doesn't use its own blockchain. It's still using the Bitcoin blockchain, but it definitely speeds up transactions as well as gives the ability to do a lot more things like stable coins. Are stable coins altcoins? I guess the Bitcoin maxis, that they were pretty torn. You know, they hate or they hate altcoins, but then they were torn if stable coins were altcoins. I would say they are. So Coda brings ordinals to Litecoin as Bitcoin surpasses 154K. So huge news for Litecoin. Not only, the fork of ordinals, which is the NFTs that were on Bitcoin, coming to Litecoin, but also the fact that Litecoin has implemented Mimblewimble protocol, which Mimblewimble is the privacy code for major protocols. That it's huge because Litecoin is considered not to be a security by the SEC. So Litecoin, Bitcoin, now Polkadot, Ethereum, all not securities, the major players. But Litecoin is the only one that has on-chain privacy now with the Mimblewimble protocol. So huge news for Litecoin. I have big expectations for Litecoin. I think for $1,000 you get 10 Litecoin right now, like $50. Or $100 a Litecoin or something like that. So definitely something to check out. Let's keep on going. Another Blur story. Blur is just the NFT marketplace. Proof Collective cancels conference. FTX Japan resume withdrawing funds tomorrow. Number of Bitcoin whales drops lowest level since 2019. Crypto is a speculative nature and is really dangerous. Tim Berners-Lee says Hong Kong malls reopening crypto trading for retail investors. So Hong Kong is China. And China, you'll find in between these other FUD stories going, hey, we're going to ban Bitcoin. That, happens 3 or 4 times every cycle. But now Hong Kong is looking at reopening back up crypto trading. That's why a lot of this major names in the space assume that China is going to lead the charge on the crypto pumps in the upcoming cycles. So definitely something to take a look at. I can see behind me that someone left a comment here. Will Theta be considered a security or a commodity in your opinion? Well, Theta just had a massive upgrade with its AI, allowing more suggestive content to be shown to viewers. So that's really interesting. But what I think for Theta is that, the Howey test isn't really something that Theta has to worry about. I think Theta should fall more in line with what Polkadot did and be considered a software than a security. And I think Theta overall had a fair launch. I remember buying Theta tokens, for, what is it, cents? Let me just look at Theta. Let me see when I bought Theta at. Yeah, I was buying theta down at 69 cents, 34 cents. I was buying theta all throughout here. Um, there was a guy that lived in some island somewhere, and maybe our theta people remember who he is, but he just promoted theta all the time on the YouTube channel. And man, I can't remember his name. He sort of disappeared. He was supposed to have some big party on his island when theta hit some critical value, which I hope he did well. I mean, I was buying theta back here at 43 cents. What did it go up to? It went up to 14 bucks. All right. That's a nice little 30x gain on your money. You put 100 grand in there or something, you're crushing it. But overall, I don't think theta has to worry about becoming a security. I think they're doing all the right things, making all the right partnerships. I think they just had a partnership with, NASCAR and ESPN. There's just so much news in the space. I don't exactly remember, but I'm not worried about theta. I think overall theta will do well. Now that I have this chart up here, let's take a look at what's going on with theta. We'll get back to the news in just a second. We'll appease our theta peoples. You're my peoples out here, theta. I got you guys. All right, so theta, we have switched to a buy on the weekly time frame. It is still red money flow. Let's check out the monthly. The monthly looks like we're going to gain some volume overall. It might be a good time to pick up some. Let's see here. On the 4-day, let's go daily. We kicked on a buy signal. Well, shit. We kicked on a buy signal back here on the daily, January 5th. So last month. And we've just been climbing. We've had a couple sell signals, but it looks like the buying pressure has been solid for theta. We had a local low at 70 cents. We're up back to $1. We have hit the local high. Not local high, but value area high. And potentially going to get rejected off that. This red line is our value area high. Normally, when we're above that or hit that, we come back down. And then this green line down here is our value area low. When we drop below that or touch that, we normally bounce back up. And this is our orders here on this side. So overall, looking good. If you're on a short time scale here, it looks like we are moving up. We have a buy signal to the upside right now. We have dropped slightly below our value area low, and you can see this plays out right here where we drop below our value area low and move to the upside. Would have been right on that green dot at 1700 hours. 1700 hours. Wait a second. I think my time's messed up. I gotta update my time. I don't know what time that was actually at, but it was sometime earlier today. That's interesting. I mean, it probably was like 5 o'clock this morning, to be honest with you. No, it couldn't be that late. Let's see. It puts it at 1700 hours. I gotta adjust my Oh, I'm on UTC. Let's go. What time zone am I? Let's see. Adjust my time zone. Where is Detroit? Am I not seeing something? All right. New York. There we go. New York. Let's see. New York is. All right, cool. So it's off New York time. That puts it at about noon. Right on the nose at noon. We were on the way back up. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. Been buying back since 40 DCA T Fuel as well. I wish I bought T Fuel. I always missed out on T Fuel. It was always my biggest regret. I was a big buyer on Theta, and just missed the T Fuel. I thought T Fuel would rock harder than, or I thought Theta would rock harder than T Fuel, and it was definitely the other way around. But it was, I don't know why. I think I was still had access to Binance back then and all the other applications, but yeah. All right, let's get back into it. I'd like to be able to show this chart a little better. There we go. All right, let's get back into it. All right. What backs Bitcoin? Bitcoin doesn't need to be backed by anything. It's tangible to be valuable. Like fiat currencies, much of the value derives from consumer confidence. What is STEPN? A move to earn app. To shutter flagship crypto funding, citing FTX disaster. Solana soars double digits as Helium Network announces merge. I do have a Helium miner. Do I think it's actually going to do well over time? I think Deeper Network will probably do better than Helium Network. The problem with Deeper Network is with any VPN network, you slow down your data download as it comes in. So having a hardware VPN, I don't know if it slows down the download speed, but not something that everybody could use if it does. Let's see. Oh, what chart am I looking at? Oh, we got Bitcoin chart. We just got a buy on the Bitcoin chart. Let's pull that back up. So overall in crypto on buy, I mean, let's be honest, everything follows Bitcoin. We had a buy. We had a big green dot here at the bottom. Have some buying pressure coming up. We are below our green line here. So, I mean, if you're going to do a long, I would do a long up to this level of, at least 24,650 would be your point of value low. So definitely something to check out. All right, let's keep on trucking. Founder of Wall Street Bets on Reddit sues Reddit. All right. New YouTube CEO bullish on Web3 tech like NFTs and the metaverse. San Francisco hiring Fed for currency. We covered that earlier. Yuga Labs to replace the logo that apes a kid drawing guide. What? Yuga Labs to replace logo that apes a kid drawing guide. I don't know what that means. All right. NFT art is fairly silly, says Casa CTO Jameson Lopp on Bitcoin ordinals rise. All right. DAI finds a spark with DAI Lend. I do like DAI, which is an over collateralized stablecoin. Polygon Labs president Ryan Wyatt is the next Jeff Bezos. Will come from Web3. Oh, says the next Jeff Bezos will come from Web3. All right, let's go ahead and move on to these. Just in, SEC charges Mormon Church for hiding $32 billion secret investment portfolio. Interesting. All right, just in, eToro gains regulatory approval to offer crypto services in New York. No way. eToro sucks so hard. Don't use eToro. Please don't use eToro. If you have questions on what you should use besides eToro, please ask me. eToro sucks. Don't use them. A bunch of scams. Just in, Polygon Labs fires 20% of its staff. Just in, FTX resumes. Japan withdraws. China reportedly backing Hong Kong's proposal to become a crypto hub. Just in, XRP surpasses 20 billion market cap. Hong Kong to allow retail traders larger cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum and Bitcoin. Just in, Bitcoin surpasses Visa. Just in, Instagram to start selling verification at $11.99 a month. Fun fact, Vitalik Buterin was 19 years old when he wrote the Ethereum white paper. Just in, Binance CEO denies Bloomberg report stating the company is considering delisting all crypto. And then we covered that all yesterday. Let's go ahead and follow. Well, we used to have. Interesting. Let's see. How do we? There we go. All right. Blockchain Capital back. Indexer Superchain's $4 million rise. Frenzy's NFT collection. How old is this news? Okay. Let's see. Frenzy's NFT collection deletes Twitter after pause announcement. Splur's rug pull accusations. Sand trade post Feb 14 unlock. Oh, it's the sand, the metaverse sand thing. Galaxy Digital PayPal leads 20 million fundraise for Chaos Labs. Coinalysis eyes Web3 notification service refinement with HAL acquisition. Cato AI raises 5.3 million to build ChatGPT powered search engine for crypto. Sequoia Capital Multi-Chain Co-lead 6 million funding for Solana-based crypto. DraftKings tee-up and PGA Tour. Lightspeed leads 6.4 million seed round into Web3 observatory program. Microsoft partners Anchor. Binance Labs and Polygon co-lead ZK startup Polyhydra Networks for $10 million rise. Bain Capital backs gaming firm creating on-chain diplomats. Hope Finance exploit $2 million. Fetch AI partners with Bosch. Arbitrum-based Factor raises $4 million on first day. Litecoin Network gets first NFTs. I think that's good on that. Let's go ahead and dive into some world news here. All right, let's see. Train derailment in Nebraska. Another, let's see if we can get sound. Do we have sound? I'm not seeing any sound for this. But another train derailment in Nebraska. Breaking, Russia says it will continue observing restrictions on nuclear. Just in, Romania extends detention for the influencer Andrew Tate. Says he's too dangerous to be released for another 30 days. Just in, Biden in Poland. Putin thought he was tough, but then he met the iron will of America. Breaking, massive smoke after fire reported at lumber storage in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. All right. Watch the video. Show someone fall down the stairs of the Air Force C-32. That's hilarious. Who fell down the stairs? I want to watch that video again. Dummy. All right. Massive fire engulfs several cars, buildings at industrial site in Florida. Oh. NATO stronger than it's ever been, says Biden. Breaking news. Putin says Russia suspending participation in New START nuclear disarmament treaty, the arms control agreement it has with the U.S. U.S. slams abruptly of Putin's anti-West speech. Putin says traitors in Russia will be brought to justice. We don't have the video of that. No. Italian PM arrives in Kiev. A mysterious object resembling an iron ball sized about 1.5 meters in diameter reportedly found on the beach in Hams, however you pronounce that, in Japan. Looks like just I don't know what that looks like. Iron ball. Breaking. Putin began State of Nation address. Began that about 12 hours ago. Terrifying moment today. Another earthquake in Syria. Very sad, very sad. Breaking, major explosion reported in metal factory in Bedford, Ohio. This is sponsored content. Don't worry about this. I was looking for what that said. Update according to AFAD, more than 6,000 aftershocks have been recorded since the 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit Turkey and Syria. Just in, magnitude 6.4 earthquake hit southern Turkey. Footage shows new earthquake hits Turkey. U.S. reaffirms pledge to deliver jets to Turkey. James O'Keefe has resigned from Project Veritas. Zelensky warns of World War III if it supports China or Russia, or if China supports Russia. Reports of more buildings collapsed in Turkey. Earthquake hits Beirut and Lebanon. Kevin McCarthy gives trove of unreleased Gen 6 footage, 41,000 hours of surveillance footage to Tucker Carlson. All right, this pretty much covers our world events. Just in, Beijing slams false U.S. claims that China may arm Russia. And then it gets into the weekend news, which we had covered on Saturday. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Deutsche completes trial of tokenized investment platform. We covered that earlier. Beijing using Hong Kong as crypto testing ground. Yep. Ton governance votes to freeze 20% of ton supply. Teenager enlisted in U.S. Iraq invasion. Now he's a crypto CIO. Yep. Coin shares are dealing with an FTX-sized hole. No guarantees. Bitcoin is doing an awful lot of shoulder shrugging. Bitcoin price doesn't care about macro news. Poor Litecoin. Binance stablecoin flipped by Cardano, Polygon. BUSD isn't Binance. It's Paxos. Oh. SEC's threat to Paxos looms. Yes. I know it says BUSD, but BUSD doesn't mint it. Paxos mints it, and Paxos is a U.S. company. I don't know. Just poor naming, I guess. 80% of Bitcoin, 15.1 million coins are held in cold storage. So isn't yours? Why not? So cold storage, for those that don't understand and aren't initiated, are your ledgers. Do I have a ledger laying around here? Oh, here we go. We have a ledger. Looks like this thing. Stick it in. It's a little USB device. I am not personally a fan of Ledger. And hear me out on this, or any other hardware wallets for that fact. Because at any point, the government could crack down on Ledger and say, hey, time to push an update that doesn't allow anybody to access, this chain or that chain or these assets or all assets on their ledgers until we say so. And yes, you don't have to download the updates right away, but if that does happen, where the update could even say, has something miscellaneous or corrupt hidden in the files that says like, hey, after 6 months we'll lock the device where you can't use these files anymore, or something malicious. that's my biggest fear of using a ledger, is that the government or powers that be crack down and push updates to make your hardware wallets useless with malicious updates. So it's Ledger's, I believe, a US company, and it just takes a couple notices from the US government for them to do whatever it takes to protect themselves. So definitely something to keep in mind. All right, so that is, I believe that covers all our crypto news for the day. Let's go ahead and get into the charts here. So we did kick on the buy signal for Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart. It does look like our red money wave is coming back to the upside, which is great. We have a large green dot showing here, which normally means a move to the upside. We are outside of our shaded area. When we're outside of our shaded area, it does pull it back down pretty quickly. So not going to be a long-lived upward movement. You can see here, these were outside the shaded area. When they're inside the shaded area, it's longer movements. This is our hidden volume indicators. Definitely something to pay attention to. I'll pay attention to it for you so you don't have to. And if we're going to trade this market, I would move to the 4-hour. Take a look, see what's going on. Overall, it's saying that we'll have downward action to potentially to 23,000 is where we're going to be looking on the 4-hour time frame. We did get rejected off of 25 pretty hard, and you can see this by also these momentum waves getting smaller. Not the green ones, but the blue one. The blue momentum waves are getting smaller. We also got a red dot on this, which does mean a move to the downside. Plus, you have the sell indicators that have kicked on. The first volume area I see taking effect is at 23.5, or was that 23.7? 23.764 is where I would short it to on the 4-hour. But anything in between there, I mean, you're looking pretty good. But definitely that's where my move would be on the 4-hour. On the daily, let's take a look here. On the daily, we do have in the daily, we are above our value area high, which makes me concerned that we will be flipping that back under that. These volume bars are decreasing, which isn't great. So we'll see some money flowing out of the system. On the weekly time frame, we've gone to the top of our momentum wave, which does mean we need to come down and cool off a bit for a week or two. But on the monthly time frame, we have switched over to a buy, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited to see what plays out with that. But overall, I mean, these are the times to get in the market. So that's where I stand on overall market sentiment for for all crypto. It all lines up pretty well with what happens with BTC. What is the dollar index? Oh, DXY. Hey, Becca, thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Becca's always in here. And Gentleman Games, it's always in here. We appreciate you guys taking the time to join us. I know your time is valuable and don't want to waste a moment of it. We want to bring you the most accurate information possible, the quickest amount of time. So, DXY on the daily is saying that it's moving up. And we've been moving up since February, actually, on the DXY. We'll probably top out here. Let's see. Let me look at this. That's on the daily. Let me look at Bitcoin again. When did Bitcoin have its major rally? All right, so from 16,000 to 25,000 starting January 8th. Let's go back to the XY. That's February. Am I on the weekly? That's the daily. So I guess as soon as this buy signal kicked on, or the sell signal kicked on, we started seeing a rally in Bitcoin. What confuses me, and it might be manipulation, is the actual sell signal kicked on back in November for the dollar. So we'll see. I do like to see this green dot here. I don't know if you can see it all too well. This green dot normally means that we've reached an area high, and the markets are tending to turn around, which is likely because we've hit the top of this volume indicator. The top of this momentum wave right here, and we'll start to come back down off that momentum wave, which I'm excited for. So we'll see how the markets play out. Does anyone have any questions before we jump off today? Just realized my video was gone there. Hey guys, and if you want to help support the channel, pick up some Mitra 9. It is a buzz without booze. It's not habit forming, and it is non-alcohol based. You can buy it through the link below in the link tree. Get 20% off with using the code name crypto, or coupon code crypto. And If you've never had it before, just drink half the can and, wait to see how you feel. But overall, think you'll like it. It's 0 calories, 0 sugars, 0 caffeine, 0 alcohol. Overall, it is something that I like to drink, throughout my day. It helps make me feel good. If you are in a foreign country and the website doesn't say it ships there, let me know and I can get you product anywhere in the world. So just want to put that out there for anybody that's interested in trying the product. Far CA 3, thanks for the like. Miniman, thanks for the like. Becca and Gentleman Games, thank you for joining us again today. Really appreciate you. Makes what we do worth it here and helps support the channel. Really, really appreciate it. If you found, what we've talked about today helpful, like and subscribe. Really helps me out. And I look forward to bringing you more content tomorrow. Till next time, guys. Bula.